In today's video, I'm going to show you how to find a leak in your swimming pool. So don't go out and pay a service to find a leak in your pool. You can do this. By the end of this video, you're going to know how to find a leak in your swimming pool. Step number one to finding a leak, what you want to do is get yourself a bucket. I prefer a 1 gallon bucket. And what we're going to do here is we're going to fill it with water completely. We're going to fill it completely to the surface and carefully put it on your first step. And then what we're going to do next is we are going to grab a piece of masking tape and we are going to mask off the water level from your pool. See right here? And then what you're going to do here is you're going to give your pool some time. So there's 2 water levels here to compare. We have the top water level, which is going to show you evaporation. And then the level at the tape in which you mark is going to show you if your water level is leaking in comparison to evaporation. This is going to prove if your pool is leaking faster than it is evaporating. Step number 2, once you have confirmed that your pool is leaking, what you need to do is get some leak locating dye. And again, I just bought this on Amazon. It's pretty cheap. It comes to your house really quick via Amazon, and I'll throw a link down in the description. This stuff is really easy to use, and it comes with a little syringe here and almost like a plastic long needle. What we're going to do here is we are going to fill this up completely, and depending on where or how fast you find your leak is going to depend on how much of this you go through. So as you can see, we have a full syringe of dye. Step number 3, what we're going to do next here is we are going to turn off the pump to your pool filter system. And then give your pool a couple of minutes to completely calm down because we don't want any ripples or any current in the pool. Step number 4, what we're going to do next now is we are going to take the leak detecting dye and we're going to go around to certain spots in the pool that you think are leaking. What I advise you to do is first go into locations near the pool and where they had to cut your liner or where there's accessories in the pool. Because where there's gaskets, a lot of times this is where the leak is going to be. And then slowly just take your dye and put the needle next to the surface and just slowly squeeze out a little bit of dye until you kind of just start to see where the dye is going in for. This is a skimmer and this is a problematic area for leaks, so I highly advise you take a good amount of time on the skimmers. But as you can see here, it doesn't appear that this skimmer is leaking at all. And what you can also do is open up your skimmer and look for problematic areas inside the skimmer. A lot of times these things crack on the inside of them. You can also look inside the plumbing down here. Sometimes these fittings leak and you can put some of the dye down here and check it. Another problematic area on liner pools is the stairs. These things are kind of known to have leaks. What happens is the liner kind of pushes in the corners. And again, you can check the different seams in the liner with the dye. We'll try to get real close, try to be really still, and just go around slowly with the dye and put it next to the seams in which you think are leaking. And again, you can check the returns. I can see that this one is cracked right there in the corner. Essentially, anywhere where they cut holes in the liner, a lot of times that is problem areas where they had to put gaskets for plumbing to come in and out. And I don't see any here. A lot of times what people do too is they'll get goggles and they'll go down by the main drain because that's a super problematic area. And I can tell there's also wrinkles in this pool as well and some scaling. All right, so this fitting is sort of a weird situation and I can kind of tell it's pierced right there, as you can see. So if I put a little bit of dye in there, we'll see how bad the leak is. You can see that it is leaking. Just a tiny, tiny little bit. See that? I'm hoping you guys can see that. There's a leak right there. Just barely going in. That's a very minimal leak. I got a feeling that's not the leak to this pool though, because this thing has been dropping like 1.5 inches every single day, I've been told. All right, so upon scanning the liner here and looking for leaks here, I kind of found this patch right here. You can kind of tell there was a bigger hole here. We did put a clear patch over this. I just kind of used the Gorilla Tape, the waterproof stuff, and it actually works really well. Like if you go to peel this stuff off, like it's absolutely ridiculously strong. So that should seal up pretty well there. Alright guys, so we've spent probably like 2 hours looking for leaks. By the way, I highly advise these diver goggles. because they're going to save your life. These are adult diver goggles. We were looking in the main drain down there, and everything seems to be good down there. I'll put a link to these goggles down below because these were a game changer. We got tons of different pairs here. These are a game changer if you're an adult. All right, so next what I want to do here is I want to show you how I'm going to repair this leak on this fitting right here. So this is such a weird situation. They put a fitting there for the eyeball trim ring thing there, and it's leaking right there. I'll show you again here. Just gonna calmly go in here, and I'm gonna put some dye down here, right there. Hoping you guys can see that with the camera. See how it's going in there? It's very, very slow, but it's still leaking. And again, it just shows you how close you have to get to it to find it. It was really kind of hard to find the leaks in the seams. The seams are usually not what leak in liner pools because they actually weld those together, and they say that they're stronger or as strong as a normal section of liner. So it's doubtfully going to be a seam. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to patch this with some underwater Gorilla tape, or it's waterproof tape here. And what you always want to do here when doing patchwork is you always want to cut this in a round circle, because patches in pools are more prone to have it peel back on the edges. So what we want to do here is we want to round this out. And you might be thinking, oh Chris, why are you using the Gorilla stuff? And this stuff actually works really well. I've been repairing pools for a while, and this stuff works really well. It especially works well if you can apply it to a dry, where the situation is dry. This is underwater, so you kind of just got to be quick with it, but it still works really well. This stuff is so sticky, it will blow your mind, and it adheres underwater, and it's clear. A lot of times a big obstacle with pool liner repair is that you can't match the pool liner. So clear is a great, if it's clear, it's great because it matches and you can kind of see through it here. So this is really quick. I'm just gonna bop it on there. This stuff can stick underwater. So just gonna go for it. And you kind of get one take at it. And then you press it down really good. It works better if it's warm. I like to set it out in the sun for a while. And again, this is just temporary. So at the end of the season, what we'll do is we'll fix this, because this is an easy fix. We'll just put a different fitting on there. But again, that is going to temporarily fix this to get us through the season. And again, I have a devoted video on how to patch pools and fix their leaks with like specific patches, because I have a bunch of different ones. This is just my quickest, easiest. And again, I'll throw a link to this stuff in the description, because like if you have an above ground pool, this is a quick, easy fix and it works great. Hopefully this video helped you learn how to find a leak in your swimming pool. Leave a comment down below. Oh guys, and before you go, chances are you're gonna love this next video on the screen right here. It's one of my best videos to date right here. Guys, it's on the screen right here.